Hello, check, hello, check, hello, check, 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 hello, check.
Test, test. Does this work? Test. Morning, everyone. Welcome to St. Louis. You're watching the match for the third place between Blazers and All Stars. This was also their first game of the tournament. Very tight, close games yesterday to decide the teams that would play for the finals and the third place game. All Stars off to a good start today. Pooja and Tia hitting the right lengths. They were struggling yesterday. It's kind of a reminder to stay focused on your trade. One day might be bad, but you can always come back strong. Good shot by Gargi, but straight to Jeevana at mid-on, and she does not drop those. She didn't even have to run, straight into her hands. So down 2 wickets already, the Blazers. Gargi has been a solid batter around home. Blazers has built their innings through this tournament, but not today. Akshara is on the other end, and I believe it's Anjana walking in. It's nice weather right now. The organizers have done pretty well. Lots of shade for the players and all the audience. They also have cars on standby at both the grounds in case anyone is feeling too tired from the heat. I'm trying to find my bearings here as I look at both the games. I hope most of you saw the matches yesterday. Insanely close games. Anyone could have taken it, but in the end it was Southern Strikers and St. Louis All-Americans who won the games yesterday. It's nice to see so many women in cricket. A lot of talent in US. Just needs to be honed in the right direction, and we should be able to beat any other team from any other country. Anjana maintains quite good form. I've been watching her batting. She plays forward, gets to the line of the ball, but she doesn't finish her stroke. She needs to finish those shots. She'll need to work on her timing for that. Another great over by Tia. Maiden wicket. This is the long format. They're not required to go guns blazing, but the scoring could be a little better. But again, you also have to keep in mind they're all very young. At least most are very young. So they're still learning. You see an upward trajectory in their learning curve every time you meet them. Pooja Shah to continue. She hits the head. She hits the deck hard. Akshara tries to guide it away, but it's too fast. And before she can get back to it, it's in Arna's hands behind the wickets. We are missing a few major contributors to women's cricket in US here. At least the ones from Houston, Mithali and Pranoti. They infuse a lot of energy into the girls when they're around. This is only my second time trying my hand at commentary, so it may seem a little dull. Sorry for that. There was an overthrow on the previous ball. Free runs for the Blazers. It's interesting to see these girls compete so much on the ground, and right after the games, when they're back in their hotels, everyone becomes one unit. They have a lot of fun playing gully cricket in the hotels. These girls are really cricket crazy. A whole day of 50 over games, they go back to their hotels and all they can think of is gully cricket. I guess that's also helping them improve a little bit. Pooja comes in and delivers one more good length. She's hitting that consistently, that unplayable length, and the batters have no other option but to leave it alone. This will be a very low scoring innings by the Blazers. They really have to pick up on their scoring. They don't need boundaries, but they need to keep the rotation going. Tia to continue. I wonder if the girls are taught to find those gaps well enough. Most of the time, they're hitting it straight into the fielder's hands. They need to up their game in this matter, in this regard. It's not just one team, most of them. There you go. That is better control from Anjana, looking for the gaps. The bowlers have to be commended today, bowling to their field without any loose balls. They finished their game early yesterday, All Stars, so I guess they got enough rest. Anjana pushes it off straight to Sidhya. Sidhya has been doing great ever since she returned from training in India. It's almost like an entirely new player. Much faster, more aggressive. Anjana really needs to start using softer hands. Drop it, talk to a runner, drop it there. I'm surprised All Stars still have most of their fielders on the circle. Anjana can use that, but she's putting a little too much power into it. Blazers are coached by Coach Clint, one of the most experienced coaches. A very fun guy. He makes it an enjoyable experience for his entire team. It's a short ball, and Anjana executes a good cut. A little short and a little wide, and that's what Anjana was waiting for. Still only 2 runs off that over. They need to find ways to manufacture runs. That's 6 overs and only 11 runs. 2 wickets. They've already lost Gargi and Simiksha. But they do have a deep batting lineup. They also have Srinidhi and Bhakti coming in next. Bhakti has also been among the runs in the tournament, one of the leading scorers. Hopefully she'll be pushed up ahead of Srinidhi. Srinidhi is more of an aggressive batter, while Bhakti paces herself, uses her experience as she's been doing consistently. Puja continues. Big appeal from some players, but not the bowler or the keeper. Blazers really need to start scoring. I guess this is the last over for Puja in this spell. Perfect length, a little too high. Big appeal from everyone. Umpire's not interested, of course. I wonder if Akshara is hesitant to play her shots because of the pace. We'll know in the 9th over when someone with lesser pace comes on. Full toss, and she drives it. It was a close one. The batters almost ran into each other. At least it looked like that from here. Full toss balls really need to be punished. The batter should have control over those easy pickings. Should be able to push those away or put those away into the gaps. There's a huge gap between mid-on and covers. A punch there would have been a boundary for them, a much needed one. Again a full toss, but a little slower one. Anjana reaches for it, mistimes it. Luckily it doesn't pop up. Beautiful ball. Gets under her bat. Anjana doesn't close the gap. Steps out a bit, but Arna was a little behind, and by the time she takes the bails off, Anjana is able to come back. That was very close. Probably would have been referred to a third umpire if he had one. Seven overs up. We're getting a quick water break. On comes Tia for her fourth over. Still only one run of that over. Gotta give credit to the organizers, Ganesh in particular, running everything smoothly. He has a big team who help out, but he does a good job steering from the front. Thanks to Bhaskar also for all the live coverage and all the equipment. Tia comes in for first one of the over. Not seeing an intent to look to score. They're just fending it off. Not sure what instructions they've been sent by Coach Clint in that brief gap that we just saw. A little short, but Akshara is not reading the ball well enough. I guess they're pushed back too much by the quick loss of 2 wickets. They're making it easier for the bowler. That's good length. This one hits the right areas, just outside off, and beats the batter. Akshara is at this point fishing outside. She needs to get into the line, play more confidently. Good drive, but straight to Jeevana. Waiting to see what shots Akshara can manufacture. Glad to see all these players get opportunities here. There you go. A little down the leg. She drops it a little way away from Sai Tanmay, and they quickly steal one. They should be doing more of that. I first met these batters in the U15 Nationals last year. Very energetic, very involved in any game they play. I believe Akshara's brother was also into cricket. I'm not sure if he's continued, but I've heard he was a good player. It's great to meet all the parents here, talk to them, get a sense of all the hard work everyone puts in. Overs up. We're at 13 for 2. And in comes Ria. On a good day, she's easily among the fastest women bowlers I've seen. She has been struggling with some niggling ankle injury that she picked up on the first day. The second game was a big fight for her, trying to get through that pain. I correct myself, that was the first day itself. After her first spell, she was struggling in the second spell. But we had a rest day after that because of the rains. And then on the second game, from the second game, she was back. Not at 100%, probably wary of getting hurt again. But let's see how she goes today. Starts off with a little short ball. But she's hard to play given her pace and the bounce she generates. Again, Ria seems to be doing good so far. She's not hesitant with her running in, but that was down the leg, a little off the mark. They tap it down for a quick single. Let's see what Anjana can do with this bowling. A little short, a little wide. Anjana tries to grab the opportunity, but it's too fast. Before she can get the bat down, it's with the keeper. Perfect ball, but she gets a thick edge on that. Guides it away to deep gully. And they pick up two. Mahika does well, getting to it quickly. But the throw is way off, way above the keeper as Arna jumps high to stop it, but can't ever get her fingers to it. That's something I would say about 90% of the women need to fix. And I would say the same about the U17 boys. Been seeing many games. Fielding is one aspect where everyone has to improve a lot, and that's an understatement. You have to know your strength. You have to know how far you can throw. You have to make it easier for the keeper or the bowler, whoever is receiving the ball. If you don't do that, you're only going to bleed runs. You're going to miss run-out opportunities. Down the leg. And 4 runs of this over so far. Arna shuffles into position quickly to collect it away down the leg. Pooja and Maika leading the team on the field today. They have experience even in Sai Tanmay, Jeevana and Afia. Good bowling. A little too full, but the pace is just too much for Anjana to handle. She should look to time it more than hitting it. Use the pace of the bowler to her advantage instead of trying to muzzle it. Afia comes into bowl. She's been doing well this entire tournament. Let's see if she can continue that. She's played at the highest level in US. Excellent bowling and fielding from Afia in all the games. Full toss, and there's the Akshara everyone knows. She's been holding herself back. I've seen her score quite a bit. Hopefully this is her breaking loose. But let's see what Afia can do. She adjusts very well. All of us parents have been working while watching the games, so it's been more focus on the work for those of us who couldn't take time off. But whatever little we saw, there you go. That was the feeling I was talking about. She was right there. The throw was from, trying to see who it was. I can't tell who the fielder is from here. But again, way above Arna. She jumped high but couldn't get hand on it. That should not be how a throw comes in from inside the circle. I guess it stems from them not doing enough fielding drills, and even if they do that, it's usually not focused enough to fix the basics. A little room to maneuver it down the leg. And sure enough, Akshi finds a way to do that. Find the gap. That's a decent over, 5 runs off that. But then they had 2 overthrows. So in reality it was supposed to be 3 runs. But that doesn't matter. It's the score on the scoreboard. The batters get 2 extra runs. Ria with her second over. Still working on finding her footing there. Good bowling. Ria hits those lengths all the time. That's something batters have to do. Analyze the strengths and weaknesses of each bowler. Beautiful ball. It stays low. That's a variation you get with turf pitches. Good bowling again, Ria. She's a quiet one. You wouldn't think someone so quiet would generate that kind of pace or be so aggressive with the ball. A little down the leg, and Akshara steals another single. Our Houston women's coordinator, and actually even the regional coordinator, Mitali, has reminded me that there are 3 U15 players in that frame. Ria, Akshara and Arna are all U15 players. They are not in the U19 that start next week. Great bowling. Anjana needs to believe in herself, be more confident. You can see that she was more confident against the first 2 bowlers, but she's doubting herself against Ria. So there's an age cutoff for players to be eligible for U19. Ria, Akshara and Arna are not yet eligible for U19. But expect fireworks next year once Ria makes it to the U19 team. So coming back to that comment about analyzing the strengths and weaknesses of bowlers, batters should know what to expect. Play accordingly, but be ready to adjust. That one's a little too short, and all she needed was to get bat on it. She also had enough room to swing at it, and Ria's space takes it away to the boundary. There's no coverage there. Pranada is feeling too fine to cover that, and it's too wide from Maika. Another Another 5-run over. So the runs have started coming in. They're still a little low on the runs, but at least it's a good start. 11 overs, 27 for 2. I believe there was a technical issue with the scorecard on the live coverage. They're working on it. Afia comes in for her second over. A little too full, and it's easily guided away for a single. They need to keep rotating and get the odd boundary here and there. Too much time and too much room. Good cut shot, but not enough in that to reach the boundary. They get 2. Here comes around now. Beats the outside edge. That was a little wide, but Anjana wasn't ready for that. She only tries to guide it instead of cutting it hard and misses it entirely. Again, another dot ball. The batters, for some reason, are apprehensive about playing spin bowling if it's not full. They just parry it off for the most part. And that's an over. 3 runs from that. Good adjustment from Afia, showing her experience.